Something walked out of the jungle in Indonesia, holding claws where its hands should be. A pale figure with horns froze a man mid-prayer, deep in the woods. Drivers slammed their brakes as skeletal creatures stood motionless on empty roads at midnight. These aren't campfire stories passed down through generations. They're recordings uploaded by terrified witnesses who can't explain what their cameras caught. Right now, you're seconds away from footage that will make you question what's really hiding in the places we've stopped looking. In late 2024, a street vendor in Indonesia filmed himself holding what he claimed was a real creature caught near his village, gripping it tightly as it thrashed in his hands.
Tenang. Harus kenceng nih guys, meganginnya guys. Gak kenceng lepas nih.
The hybrid thing had a humanoid face with sharp fangs, long black hair, muscular arms ending in claws, and a thick serpent's body covered in yellow scales and raw, bleeding wounds at every joint. As he warned viewers, it could escape if not held firmly. The creature's mouth suddenly flew open, releasing a bone-chilling hiss that made thousands of people watching recoil from their screens. If this was just a puppet, why does its skin look so disturbingly real? A fisherman near the Musi River in South Sumatra recorded this clip in early 2024, and within hours, it was spreading across Indonesian social media like wildfire. The footage shows a hunched skeletal figure covered in gray mud, sitting motionless on the rocks. Its long reptilian tail curled behind it, webbed hands gripping the stone. For several seconds, it doesn't move, doesn't react, just sits there like it's been waiting for centuries. Then, without warning, it springs to life, stands upright, and launches itself into the water with terrifying speed. What kind of creature sits perfectly still in broad daylight, then vanishes the second it knows it's being watched? In late 2024, a man walking alone through a teak forest in Indonesia uploaded footage that sent shockwaves across social media.
Ya Allah, lindungi aku, astagfirullah. Dekat, ya Allah, bismillah, astagfirullah, cepat.
At first, his flashlight beam swept calmly across the dirt path, but then he froze. Two pale, skeletal figures with glowing eyes and curved horns stood motionless in the darkness, staring directly at him. He whispered desperate prayers, his breath shaking, and then the creatures shrieked and bolted into the trees with impossible speed. The camera jerked wildly, trying to follow them, but they vanished behind the trunks. If this was real, what were those things? And why were they just standing there, waiting? In late 2024, this shaky vertical video emerged online, reportedly filmed by a man in what looks like an abandoned construction yard somewhere in Latin America. The filmer is running, his breath panicked, screaming, "Un duende! Un duende!" over and over. At the 3-second mark, something small and dark darts across the screen with impossible speed, disappearing behind a cardboard box before the camera can catch it clearly. The movement is too fast, too low to the ground, and the figure itself completely unidentifiable. What makes this truly unsettling is the sound that accompanies it, a high-pitched, distorted squeal that freezes anyone who hears it. To this day, no one knows what the man was actually chasing, and that uncertainty is what makes the clip so creepy. In late 2024, a man driving through a remote village in rural Southeast Asia captured footage that left thousands of viewers deeply unsettled.
Oh my God, he's right there. What the hell is that?
The camera follows a small barefoot figure walking down a dusty road, its face pale and skeletal, covered in what appears to be thick ash or makeup that makes its eyes look like hollow black sockets. As the person filming whispers in fear, the figure turns back toward the camera and stares directly at it for several seconds before calmly continuing its walk, eventually bending down to scoop up a rooster and carrying it away. No one has been able to identify who or what this figure is, and the uploader never returned to that road again. In November 2024, a hiker exploring the woods near Point Pleasant, West Virginia, claims he spotted something impossible standing alone in a frozen field just beyond the tree line. He raised his phone, hands trembling, zooming in on a towering black figure with what looked like massive folded wings draped across its shoulders and two glowing red eyes that never blinked, never moved. For the entire 9 seconds he filmed, the creature remained perfectly still, as if it knew it was being watched. Some say it's a statue, others claim it's an elaborate hoax, but locals insist the Mothman has returned to the exact region where it first terrorized witnesses decades ago. If this thing is real, why didn't it fly away? In early November 2024, a group of amateur spelunkers exploring an unmapped cave system outside of Sedona, Arizona, uploaded shaky helmet cam footage that spread like wildfire across Reddit and TikTok. The clip shows one of them squeezing through a tight rock passage when their headlamp catches something crouched in the shadows ahead. A skeletal, pale figure with oversized ears and a disturbingly wide grin that doesn't move, doesn't blink, just stares. Then it lunges. The cameraman screams. The footage cuts to black, and the group claims they barely made it out before the tunnel collapsed behind them. If this was just a prank, why did they abandon thousands of dollars in equipment down there and refuse to say exactly where the cave entrance is? This footage surfaced online in early 2024, allegedly recorded by a security camera mounted above a closed shopping center parking lot somewhere in rural Eastern Europe, though the exact location was never confirmed. The clip shows something crawling out from beneath a parked sedan in the dead of night. Its body pale and skeletal, limbs far too long for anything natural. It pulls itself upright slowly, standing hunched under the sickly green glow of the streetlights, its massive hands nearly scraping the asphalt. The audio captured with it, a low, distorted wailing that seems to echo from the creature itself, sent chills through millions of viewers within hours. If this is real, what was it doing under that car? And more importantly, where did it go after the camera stopped recording? A driver in a remote rural area claimed they were heading home late one night when their headlights suddenly caught something standing in the middle of a dirt road, completely motionless. The figure had unnaturally long limbs, a tiny head, and pale skin that seemed to glow under the harsh light. As the driver zoomed in with their phone, the creature made subtle swaying movements, never running, never reacting like a normal animal would. Some say it's a costume or CGI. But if this is fake, why does the figure's proportions look so wrong, almost anatomically impossible? In early 2024, a video surfaced online from a content creator in Brazil known for showcasing unexplained phenomena, claiming this footage was sent in anonymously by a hiker who ventured deep into an uncharted section of the Amazon rainforest. The clip shows 3 massive, ape-like creatures with tusks and dark fur moving through a jungle clearing near a shallow river. What unsettled viewers most was the largest one. It stands perfectly still, staring directly at the camera, then takes slow, deliberate steps forward as if aware it's being watched. No official explanation has been given, but thousands of comments flooded in within hours, many asking the same question: if this is fake, why does it feel so real? In early 2023, a short video began circulating online, reportedly filmed by a beachgoer somewhere along a remote coastal area, though the exact location was never confirmed. The clip shows what appears to be a humanoid figure covered head to toe in dripping black strands, slowly rising from the sand and standing upright. Its pale face, with large dark-rimmed eyes and an unnaturally wide mouth, stares directly at the camera as it takes slow, heavy steps forward, leaving deep prints in the wet sand. Some dismissed it as an elaborate costume or art project, but thousands of commenters couldn't shake one unsettling detail: the way it moved, slow and deliberate, as if it had just crawled out of the ocean after centuries of sleep. In what appears to be an outdoor sculpture garden somewhere in a Russian-speaking region, a visitor captured this haunting moment while exploring a dark bronze artwork depicting dozens of intertwined human hands clawing desperately at each other. But as the camera moves closer, something stops everyone cold. A single pale child's hand, impossibly lifelike, reaching out from the twisted mass of dark limbs, its tiny fingers extended as if waiting for someone to take hold. The filmer's hand trembles slightly as they reach out and gently touch it, fingertip to fingertip, and you can hear a child in the background whisper to their father. If this sculpture represents something real, what moment of desperation was the artist trying to preserve forever? In late 2024, a rancher in rural Mexico was checking his livestock just after midnight when he noticed something crouched near the fence that made him freeze. A pale, hairless creature with huge black eyes staring back at him.
¿Qué chingados es eso? ¡Hey, míralo! ¡No mames! ¡Órale!
He raised his phone, turned on the flash, and caught the thing on camera for a few seconds before it bolted across the dirt on all fours and vanished into the darkness, moving faster than anything he'd ever seen. The video exploded online within hours, with thousands claiming it matched old folklore descriptions of a duende, a goblin-like being said to haunt farms and rural areas across Latin America. If this wasn't staged, then what was lurking in that corral? And where did it go after the camera stopped rolling? In late November 2024, a wildlife enthusiast from rural Oregon set up a night vision camera near the edge of a forest preserve, hoping to capture footage of migrating elk, but what he recorded instead sent shockwaves across the internet. The video shows a pale, hairless creature with a bird-like skull slowly stalking toward the camera, its movements deliberate and unnaturally stiff, never breaking eye contact with the lens. The uploader insists he heard no sound that night, no footsteps, no breathing, just the slow advance of something that should not exist. If this is real, what was it hunting? In March 2017, footage surfaced online claiming to show a military reconnaissance helicopter flying low over a remote river deep in the jungles of the South Pacific, when the crew spotted something massive crawling through the muddy water below. The observer, dressed in what appears to be a tactical flight suit, points directly at the creature as it slowly hauls its enormous pale body across the river, moving on all fours like an ape, but far larger than anything known to science. The creature never looks back, never acknowledges the helicopter hovering above, just keeps moving with slow, unstoppable power toward the far bank. If this footage is real, What else is hiding in places we've never dared to look? A video filmed in Indonesia shows what appears to be a massive python coiled inside a hollow tree trunk, its distinctive patterned skin visible in the shadows. The uploader, clearly unsettled, asks viewers if anyone can identify this strange creature as a loud, continuous hissing fills the air. But when the head finally emerges, everything changes. It's not a snake at all, but a small dog wearing an incredibly realistic python costume, calmly walking out on 4 legs as the fake tail drags behind it. The question is, who went through all this trouble just to film a prank? And how many people watching thought it was real before the reveal? In October 2024, a group of hikers in the forests near Veracruz, Mexico, uploaded footage that sent shockwaves across the internet. They claimed to have encountered a shanek, a creature from ancient folklore known for luring travelers into the wilderness.
¿Usted lo vio?
Mire la cara, parece un niño viejo.
No haga ruido, hermano, que se nos puede escapar.
Eso es un chaneque.
The video shows them creeping through dense jungle, whispering frantically as they zoom in on a small, mud-covered figure sitting motionless on a fallen log. Its face pale and mask-like, its hair matted like dead seaweed. Then, without warning, it lunges forward, mouth gaping wide to reveal rows of needle-sharp teeth, screeching loud enough to make the camera shake. If this was just a prank, why did the group abandon their campsite that same night and never return? In late 2024, a video surfaced from somewhere deep in the Indonesian rainforest showing what the uploader claimed was a creature resembling an ancient human ancestor, squatting calmly on a tree stump in the middle of a swamp. The figure is stocky, powerfully built, covered in dark matted hair, with a face that looks almost Neanderthal, prominent brow, wide nose, weathered skin. It slowly stands, turns its back to the camera, and steps into the murky water, walking away into the dense jungle as if it owns the place. If this isn't a costume or sculpture, then what exactly did someone find out there? And how long has it been watching us? This compilation surfaced online in early 2023, allegedly showing 5 separate encounters with duendes, small folkloric creatures from Latin American legend, captured on camera across different locations and time periods.
Parce, está escondiendo algo. Eso es un duende. Mira el tamaño. Y ese costal. ¿Qué tendrá? Mírenlo, mírenlo. Ahí está. Es un duende, no se ha dado cuenta. Qué pequeñito. Está buscando algo. Dios. Espere. Ahí está. Se movió. Es muy pequeño. Parce, eso es un duende. No sé qué es eso, pero parece un duende. Está caminando entre los escombros. Espero que no se dé cuenta.
The footage opens with a wrinkled, gnome-like being caught hiding a burlap sack deep inside a hillside cave, its massive ears twitching as it senses the camera. Then, a leaf-covered figure shuffles through a misty forest, hunched and ancient, before the clips escalate. A hairless creature with glowing eyes darts behind a garden wall at dusk. A skeletal thing wrapped in rags stalks through abandoned ruins. And finally, in grainy night vision, a small, bipedal form with luminous white eyes sprints across a backyard seconds before a dog gives chase. If these are costumes or CGI, Why do their movements feel so unnervingly organic?